What up, my homies? Welcome to Mikey Balls Fishing. Hope you guys have been fishing, because I'm going fishing. No bog today, homies. It's just getting too warm. So what we're gonna do, unlike many YouTube channels you may watch, where they don't actually go and like catch fish and they just like yap their mouths about, yeah, bro, and if you go and fish the deep water on the, they have no idea what they're talking about, basically. But if you guys remember, like a couple weeks ago, I think we did a video, where do bass go after they spawn? And we talked about a few different places. One was like heavy cover, you know, flipping grass, flipping wood, docks. The other was points, flatter points, kind of flats next to or near spawning grounds. The other was one of my favorites, deeper water, offshore structure, kind of setting up on ledges, points that are like 20, 15, 30 sometimes feet of water. And that's one of my favorite places to find them. Fun lures you can use to trick these kind of post-spawn bass. Yeah, that is a Boca burrito right there. Oh, I know you guys are gonna like this. I got a naughty one back here. The old big spoonerson right there. Shout out to Salzman and my favorite hair jig, that True Bass Shuttercock. Let's get the blue bad boy in the water. I'm gonna get this boat in the water. What's your favorite offshore bass lure to use? Drop it down in the comments box. Here we go. That right there is exactly what we're looking for. And they're all over the side too. That is a beautiful sight. Got you. Oh, come on. That's a good one. Good. He ate it right at the boat. Did you see that? Did you see that? I was readjusting the boat and that joker came up and ate it suspended right at the boat. Really the most important thing with this fishing offshore deal is figuring out like how high in the water column. We're in 31 feet, but we're casting up to like 15, 18. But how high they are in the water column, on the TVA, it depends on current, you know, but like you can really use that forward-facing sonar is helpful, but you can see them on the structure scan. And if they're high, that's where you got to put your bait. I think sometimes we think they'll go down and get it, but the reality is you got to put your bait in front of the fish in order to catch them. There she is. That's a big one. Stay down. Just had to move back a little bit. I thought they were up on the flat, and then they moved. Oh, golly, dude. They moved back, or they moved like more towards the ledge. Dude, that's a fucking monster. Stay on. They moved towards the ledge, and then this happened, bro. It's a 6-pounder. Come here. I don't have a net, bro. Oh, we gotta get back in there. She annihilated that hair jig, bro. One of the keys with these fish is you gotta get right back in there. So we're gonna get this thing released really fast, but I gotta make another cast, bro. Look at this thing. It's a beautiful largemouth bass. Look at her, dude. Super fat. Yes. Get down there. Go away. Oh, that's what deep fishing does. Oh my God, did you see that? Of course, I caught the smallest one. There was like freaking 5 of them though, dude. Holy jeez Louise. So the other crazy thing that can happen when you're out here doing this is even though you're out in deep water, these fish can school up because they're already potted up down there and they'll come to the surface just like that one. Dude, there was like 6 or 7. There was like a 6-pounder, 5-pounder. Of course you catch the smallest one, right? But it's always good to have like a spook, maybe a popper, even a fluke, some kind of like top water, like top column of the water oriented bait so you can pick it up and just slang it out there. I always keep my spook like right there ready to go. And those jokers, like I saw them, there were like 7, 8 of them, and I can see them doing this on the active target where they're down at the bottom. I might catch 1 or 2, and then they push everything bring it up and they just slash it. But it's very, it's kind of wait and see, you know? It doesn't happen and then it happens. You know, just when you think kind of it's slowed down, you should probably move, boom, it happens. It's craziness, dude.
Got him. Got it. Oh, that's a good one. Dude, they're all schooling around me. Dude. Stay on. You think they'll stay on, is it? Are you freaking kidding me? Did you guys see them pop up? Oh my God. That was the craziest deal. You weren't coming up. That's another 4.5, 5 pounder, dude, on the spook. Literally, I saw a pop up right there. All right, let's get her back. I think, oh my God. Dude, this is so awesome. So awesome.
So let's do a quick graph 101. What are you looking for when you're trying to do this stuff? We're on Guntersville, you know, Tennessee River. It's known for ledge fishing. Now, ledge fishing is not strictly kind of a thing around here. I've done it all over, from Florida to Georgia to Tennessee, even in Wisconsin a little bit. And basically a ledge is something like this. You see how it like comes up like that? There's actually a tree right there, or some kind of stump. But these fish will relate to those little drops, and they don't have to be anything special. It's just, if you have a shallow lake, it can be a 2 or 3 foot change. If you have a deeper lake, it can be a 10-foot change. It varies from lake to lake, but they use that structure, especially as you get towards summer, to sort of live, ambush, keeps them cool. You know, they're deeper, it's more constant, like the conditions and that. And the forage tend to relate to that too, and I think that's why the bass are actually out there. Current or not, the forage get on these offshore structures, points, humps. You can see this is like a little creek thing that we're on, like a secondary creek. There's a point there, there's a ditch there, there's a drop. All those kinds of factors are excellent little pieces of structure to draw those fish in. Now, granted, you have to look at a lot of them to find fish. That's just one of those things. You got to put your time in at the captain's seat versus on the front of the boat. But that's the game you play when you're doing this offshore deal.
Yep. Followed it all the way up, boys. That's the one we're looking for. It's interesting because they were so high, and then they kind of got squeezed down to the bottom. And I picked up that crankbait. You always got to be willing to adjust. That's a freaking monster, dude. And I don't got a net. I'm gonna have to do this JT style. Bassmaster Classic, here I come. Do not do that. Dude, that's a 6.5 pounder right there, boys. How about racking them up, gentlemen? Bro, can you say adjustment, dude? Check that big old head. Look at the shoulders on her. That is just a beautiful fish.
She ain't about it.
All right, let's get you out. Let's get you back down there. I know you had enough dealing with me. At least you don't have to deal with bog. Look at that thing, dude. Absolute beaut, dude. Let's get her back in this beautiful water. Swim, have fun, bite another day. Adjustments are huge. You know, I caught some fish on a hair jig up high in the water column. Seemed to be suspended. I don't know if the heat kicked up and people turned on the air conditioning, but all of a sudden they started moving some current. Pushes those fish towards the bottom. They get tighter to the bottom. I can't get a bite on a hair jig. I can't get a bite on a scrounger. I can't get a bite on a swim bait up high. And I'm like, balls, grab a crankbait. If they're on the bottom, it's early kind of summer fishing. They're fresh. They're ready to chew. They need to eat. They're post-spawn. grab a crankbait and burn it, dude. It's exactly what I did. And what's interesting is that fish must have followed it for like 20 yards because it bit right at the very end when I made that last big sweep, and she just sucked it up right next to the boat, dude. So they're super tentative, but at the same time, getting them to react is the key, and focusing on where they're at in the water column. That's kind of like the lesson for the day. That's the one I'm taking in.
Got him that time. That's a bass. That's a big one. Right on the drop. Here he comes. Yep. They got high again. I don't even know, dude. They went from being on the bottom to being up high. But they're all big, dude. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Salzman. That hair jig, this is the hair jig. There is no other hair jig. That is the hair jig. What do you say we ended on a fish? I love doing that, dude. This is another chunk of wonks. These live wells are actually really nice on this nitro. But dude, a broad one, 4.5, solid. I love this time of year. Let's get her back though. I'm gonna go back down and do her business. See you later, homie. Later. Daps, boys. You can see I got a million rods scattered out on the deck, and the reality is 2 of them caught fish. The cranking rod and the hair jig, that Salzman hair jig. I'll put links to all this stuff down in the description box so you guys can check it out. But honestly, you gotta have a bunch of stuff set up because these fish can be on the bottom, they can be in the middle. As you saw, they can even be on top. We call it on a spook. Like, it really varies, and that's what's so much fun about this time of year, is you can do so many different things. You need to be so versatile, and you can see them. I love seeing them on the graph, dude. It's such a rush to see them, know they're there, figure out the process, figure out how to catch them. It's so just exhilarating, dude. Like, it's so much fun. But hit that like and subscribe button. We their face, bro. I shouldn't have said that. Try this. I'm telling you. Balls told you to get offshore and try some of this deep water fishing. It is so much fun. Tight lines. We'll see you back from the water. We're talking fishing in the garage. Later, guys.